guys, welcome back. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I'll get into that in a little bit, but today I'm going to show you how to make some garlic and herb biscuits. They're super easy and you can find most of the ingredients just in your kitchen already. So I hope you guys like them and let's jump right into it. Guys, so before I show you how to make the biscuits, I'll tell you why I haven't made a video in so long, and it's because I have been working really hard on my cookbook and I procrastinated on it a little more than I should have. And probably because I was making videos more than I was working on my book, and I have deadlines for my book because it's my senior project, so I've had to kind of wrap everything up really quickly in the past couple of weeks, and I've been testing a lot of recipes and throwing them in the book and editing, and it's just been like this massive thing. And then I got sick for like 2 weekends in a row, and it was just, it's been a little stressful. So, but the good news is I finished the book last night, and I sent it off to the printing company this morning, so I'm going to get the proof copy in a few days or a week or however long it takes the people to send it. So the good news is it's done. Hooray! That is just, I'm very excited. I'm super excited because I worked really hard. So it'll be available to you guys pretty soon. So if you want to buy it, stay tuned. I'm probably going to be doing a giveaway. So like I said, just kind of keep in tune with my channel. So anyway, moving on to the biscuits. The things that you're going to need are some all-purpose flour. This is just plain white flour. You're going to need some baking powder. You're going to need some oil, just canola oil. You're going to need some non-dairy milk and a little salt and a little sugar, and that's it. Oh yes, and because they're garlic and herb biscuits, you're going to need a couple cloves of garlic, and you're going to need some herbs. I recommend using a couple fresh and a couple dried. So I'm going to be using this rosemary here, and I'm going to be using a little bit of dried thyme, which I don't have out yet, and then some fresh parsley. So let's make these things. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is put in our dry ingredients in a large bowl. So we're going to take our flour here. And of course, the precise measurements will be in the description, as always, unless you're new to my channel, which some of you might be. I always put the exact measurements in the description. So we're just going to put our flour in the bowl. Alright, and then I have the salt and sugar, and just put that in there. Mix them up. And then we'll work on the wet ingredients. Alright, so to make the wet ingredients, we're going to put in our non-dairy milk. I am using original, but I definitely recommend using either original or unsweetened, because just don't use vanilla, because you'll end up with a vanilla garlicky herb biscuit thing. Unless you're into that, then you can use it, but I think you guys know what I mean. And then we're going to put in our oil. And then we have the herbs and garlic and the baking powder. You can definitely throw in the herbs into the dry mixture if you'd like. I don't think it really matters if you throw in the herbs and the garlic that way. And the baking powder I always add to the liquid. I'm not really sure if it makes a difference, but I don't know, that's just the way that I've always done it. And make sure that your garlic is chopped nice and finely so you don't have giant chunks of garlic hanging out in your biscuit there. And now we're just going to mix this up a bit. Then we're going to add the wet to the dry. So we're just going to pour this in. Then we're going to gently mix it, and you don't want to over mix it. Just mix it until everything is nice and combined. So be kind of gentle with it. My bowl will stop turning here. So it should look something like this, kind of biscuity. Now we're going to shape them. Okay, so we have the dough here. Remember to be kind of gentle with it, that way they don't turn into rock biscuits. And so you're going to have this nice little dough here. And you're going to break them off into little balls. You can make them kind of how big you want them. They're not going to grow like a ton, but they'll grow a tiny bit. So just kind of shape them into a biscuit. Or if you want to be really fancy, you can roll the dough out and use a biscuit cutter. I don't know, it's up to you. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. So, I'm just going to make these. I like them about this size. And if you make them about the size of your palm, then this makes 6 biscuits, which I find that works pretty nicely, so I usually make them about this size. Just like that. Kind of form them into little biscuits. And meanwhile, my oven is preheating to 375. Oh yes, and grease your cookie sheet a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Okay. Finish making these. Okay, so this is what they look like when I finished forming them. So I'm just going to pop them in the oven. And for some reason it made 7 this time. I guess I made them a little bit smaller than I usually do, but that's okay. So I'll show you when they're done. Okay, so this is what they look like when they're done. You want to bake them for about 15 minutes. And if you move the oven rack a little bit farther to the top so that the tops of these, they'll get a little bit browner if you do that, but you don't have to do that. They just look a little bit prettier than mine will. And so, as you can see, they're done, and I broke open this one, and as you can see, they're pretty flaky and awesome. So I hope you guys give these a go, because I really like them, and most of the people who I have let try these really like them as well. So yeah, I hope you guys give it a go. Super cheap, super easy, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.